Welcome to Hardwired McLean. Let's step into the world of home security, and I'll walk you through how to install a home security system from beginning to end. This is a standard essential package consisting of the ADT all-in-one control panel, radio module, 1 yard sign, 4 contact sensors, 6 shock sensors, 1 motion detector, 3 glass break sensors, 1 smoke combo detector, 1 flood sensor, 1 outdoor siren, 1 Google doorbell camera, and 1 Google outdoor camera. And lastly, a 7-inch wireless panel. First step is to pick the spot we're going to install the ADT control panel. Install the panel and verify that everything is communicating. We found our chosen outlet we're going to use to power our panel. Let's look inside the interior wall, and we see it's actually made of concrete cylinder blocks we're going to have to drill through with our hammer drill. So we started our drill hole with our hammer drill. Now we're going to use our standard drill to open the through hole up a little bit more. As you can see, we have a lot more room to work. Now we're going to feed our chain inside the interior wall there, down to the outlet, attach our wire, be able to pull our wire up through to power our panel. Let's feed the chain down through the through hole. Now we'll simply use our magnet to retrieve our chain from the wall. Pull our chain out. Attach our wire here, nice and securely. And simply pull it up through the through hole. And snip our wire free. Now we're going to put over our panel back plate and make sure it's nice and level, and then we're going to mark our through holes so we can drill in and put our anchors. Simply use the drill bit to drill our starter holes. Now let's grab our anchors, and we'll simply insert them into those through holes we just made. Now I'm using the back of the drill to tap them down, making sure they're nice and flush. Now we're placing 4 fasteners into the back plate, making sure it's nice and secure. And it looks good. That's what we want to see. Now we're getting our panel ready to be mounted. First, we're inserting the battery. Now the panel comes with a plastic glass. We're going to get that out of here and place it over top of the battery and fasten it down. Next is the radio module. This is a Verizon radio module. We're going to go ahead and install this into the panel. And proceed to fasten it down with a little fastener that comes with it. You must apply a little extra pressure to get this fastener started. Now the panel comes with this little plastic strap. We can attach this to the back plate, free our hands so it's easy for us to attach our wires that are necessary for energizing the panel. As you can see, we have the wires stripped and ready to be attached to the panel, red to positive and black to negative. Here's a close-up of the wires properly attached, positive on the left, the negative on the right. Now we can go ahead and pull that strap off. We don't need it anymore. It tends to get in the way when you're trying to mount the panel. And now we can proceed to attach the panel to the back plate. By reviewing the seams where the panel connects to the back plate, you can see there's no gaps, and that lets us know that it's seated properly. Yep, it looks really good here. Now let's attach our little fastener at the base of the panel, securing the back plate and panel together. Now it's time to energize the panel. Let's grab our step-down transformer. Loosen the fasteners up a little bit. This will make room for our positive and negative wires. Proceed to strip our wires and attach the step-down transformer, red to positive, black to negative, tightening them down. Now we're ready to plug it in. Put our faceplate on, plug it in, and proceed to fasten the screw down nice and snug. And as you can see, we have power. Perfect. Now we want to make sure we're cleaning up after ourselves. We always want to leave the customer better than we found them. Now that the panel's up and running, we want to go ahead and get it connected to Wi-Fi. Scroll over to Tools, put in the tech code, select Wi-Fi, and scan for networks. Find the customer's Wi-Fi, select it, and hit password. Now type in their password and hit save. Then hit OK and wait for it to connect. And as we can see, it's connected successfully. Good deal. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and log into alarm.com. As you can see, we ran our systems check. We got green check marks across the board, which is what we want. Now we're ready to assign all the remaining equipment to the panel. Select sensors. Click the 3 dots. Then click Auto Learn. Begin learning mode. Now we simply pull the battery tabs out of each piece of equipment and learn each item in one at a time. Once all the equipment is synced, scroll to the bottom, click Exit and Edit. Then OK. Click View All Sensors, Sensor Arrow, hit Bolt Change. Now let's go ahead and name the remaining equipment. Utility door, kitchen window, office window. Remember, these shock sensors sense the vibration, so if a window was broken, it will sound your system. Office shock. Bedroom window. This is all the equipment that's going to be protecting the home. Full perimeter protection. Bedroom shock. Guest window. Leaving behind no vulnerability. Guest shock. And remember, we're naming all these so we can differentiate between the different zones, allowing the panel to call out to us whenever a zone is breached, giving us that full transparency and awareness, which can be critical for those of us that have small children in the home, making it impossible for them to sneak out. These are truly universal and multi-purpose systems. Living room glass break. Remember, these devices are protecting you and your home while you're away from work, while you're home, while you're walking your dog, and most importantly, while you sleep. This is actually the master bathroom. So we're going to go ahead and delete this and make it master bathroom window, master bathroom window shock. Now you'll see I'm choosing the short form abbreviation of these. These are all preset with predetermined parameters. There we go. That's better. This is a front siren and strobe light. So it increases response time from the police and makes your neighbors aware that you're also having a break-in and drawing as much attention as possible. This is kitchen H2O overflow. Save you thousands of dollars in water damage. Hit save. Scroll back down to the bottom. And then hit the next button. Another bathroom, H2O overflow. How many flood sensors can you use? Well, how many bathrooms you got? That many. The NEC code says you need one life safety device inside of every living space and outside of every living area. This is 24/7 fire protection. 365 days a year monitoring devices by ADT. Remember, in most cases, it's not the fire that kills you, it is the smoke inhalation. And non-monitored devices are just simply noisemakers. Statistics show that those without life safety 100% die by fire. 60% of those with noisemakers die by fire, and 12% that have a monitored system still die by fire. I don't know about you, but I like the idea of 88% chance of survival. Finishes up here, bedroom heat. And hit save. Click the tool icon. Click equipment. Scroll down to the bottom, and then click peripherals. Click add key fob, then begin learning mode. So now we're seeking in our key fob. So we're holding down on the disarm and the arm away simultaneously until it lights up, and then it detects the key fob. And here you can see them populating now. Then exit and OK. Now we can scroll to the bottom and hit save changes. Lastly, we're going to add in the wireless panel. We're going to go back to equipment, scroll down, select peripheral again. This time we're clicking add peripheral. Begin learning mode. Let our keypad populate here. There it is. Exit and edit. OK. Let's name our panel. So click change peripheral name. Scroll down to the bottom. Click the select name box. Hit the little box. We are limited to preset names. I'm going to call this a master bedroom. And the next box I'm going to call it keypad. Then click send command. Now we're ready to hang our equipment. Once we do, we can return to remote toolkit and run our sensors check. Before we begin the install, we will make sure the volume is all the way up on the panel. This will give us feedback and validation of the work that we're doing. At the top, you're going to see this little line. That's the menu bar. Go ahead and tap that. The menu will drop down, providing us with some options. Now we'll proceed to turn the volume all the way up. I like to start with installing the contacts first. It lets the customer see the system in action as the install continues forward. Once the box is open, you'll see it contains the following pieces up above. Now let's put the contact together. These two small pieces containing the magnet snap together like so. We have pulled the battery tab on the sensor, and we're ready to lock the back plate on. Align those two nodes up, press forward and down, locking it into place. You'll feel it lock into place. Now it's time to attach our double-sided sticky tape pads. Align the tape pad up with this little cutout node at the base of the sensor. It should look like this when you're finished. Grab the last small strip of tape and attach it to the magnet. Now we're ready for install. I use my flathead screwdriver to peel the tape away. Once the tape is exposed, I use JB Weld or Loctite glue adhesive to further strengthen the pad so it stays securely mounted. Last thing we want is a sensor falling off the wall. And not to mention, it'd be extremely embarrassing. Like, come on, man, you got one job. One job. Apply generously to both parts. Now it's time to mount the sensor. Firmly press the sensor to the frame and the magnet to the door and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. We're going to rinse and repeat this process for the remaining doors. Next, we're going to apply our shock sensors. A very similar process. So we always pick the top right corner of the window. And first, we'll place our magnet and seat that on the frame of the window, pressing down for 20 to 30 seconds. Now grab our shock sensor, and we're going to press that against the window itself. Pressing and holding for 20 to 30 seconds. And lastly, checking the window, verifying the work. We'll repeat this process for the next 5 isolated windows. Next, we'll install the motion detector. Now this device is best placed in an open space or down a long hallway where it will cover a lot of area, guaranteeing it will catch an intruder. We will fasten down the back plate with these 2 fasteners using the through hole here and here. It is important to keep the device in an upright position. We know that because this prong is at the top. Simply put the motion detector face over top of the back plate. The prong will align evenly with the top of the motion detector and then just snap it into place. Now let's install the glass break detector. Remember, it detects the sound of breaking glass within a 300 square feet radius. Best utilized in an area with more windows. To install, simply fasten down the back plate with these 2 screws. Align the dot and arrow and turn clockwise. Easy peasy. Onto our smoke combo. Remember, this is a smoke, heat, and carbon monoxide detector. I think it's important to note its shortcomings. For example, it does not detect natural gas. So if you smell the smell of rotten eggs, that's a sign of gas poisoning. It will not detect that. Make sure you evacuate if you smell that. To install the combo, put our back plate on in place, fasten down one fastener here and one here. Just like our glass break sensors, we align our arrows, push it into place there, and turn clockwise. You'll feel it lock into place. Now for the flood sensor. We simply take the two halves apart, split it in the middle, it just comes right apart. Right, and now we gotta hook our wire part up to it. So we take the two wires, red positive, black negative. It doesn't matter which side you use. Right, it fits in either side. Push them in there and tighten it down. Then simply lock it back into place. You'll feel it snap. Now we're ready to mount it underneath the sink. With the sensor part, release the sticker back and add our adhesive and stick it to the wall, applying pressure and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat that process with the wire side, holding down for 20 to 30 seconds. Make sure we're placing this right underneath the pipes where leaking can occur. Tip: these work well. I had a lady call me after an install claiming that hers was malfunctioning. I set up a service call, and when I returned, I looked at her there, and she had water down there. It wasn't malfunctioning. It was doing its job. It's important to know that if that does occur, we have to clear the airs and give it time for the pad to dry. And there's a way to bypass the sensor in the meantime while it dries. Now the outdoor siren and strobe light. This gets the attention of everyone in the neighborhood while increasing police response time. With that flashing light, they don't have to guess whose home it is. Separate the two halves, add our 4 AA batteries, mount our backplate at our desired location, seat our siren on our backplate, and turn clockwise. Now on to the Google doorbell. Alright, first step we're going to do is go ahead and remove the old hardware. Also, make sure you test the doorbell and make sure it's in good working order before you swap it out, before you start. Unfasten the wires and remove the switch. Trim and straighten these wires. Now we'll be using a wedge. Now the old hardware, the spacing was different, so I'm going to use the top one, and I'm going to drill a new hole for a bottom anchor down here where my thumb is. Now let's go ahead and mark that area with a permanent marker. Okay, and now we have our spot marked. We're going to drill in for our anchor. Now it's time to use a hammer drill. That's super important to have the right tool for the job. Otherwise, with a standard drill and a masonry bit, you'll be drilling into this. You'll run out of batteries long before you drill the hole. Open our little pack and retrieve the anchor. And go ahead and place the anchor like so. That's nice. Proceed to fasten our wedge into place. Like so, nice and snug. That's good, nice and secure. Grab your two tiny little fasteners and your plate. Proceed to put the plate on. Tighten it down like so. Make sure they're both nice and snug. Attach our extension arms to our stripped and trimmed wire. Loosen the fasteners to the back of the camera. Tighten the prongs down with the fasteners, making sure it's nice and secure. And then line that cylinder circle through hole in with this circle here. Push forward and down, and it will lock into place. You'll feel it lock into place. Within seconds, it should light up, showing you that it is in fact getting powered, and you should feel it's nice and secure. Not going anywhere. Now the fun part, the Google outdoor camera. Here we've located our outlet of choice. It's going to be where you use to power the camera. So we're taking the cover off. We're cutting a little hole in here, making an indentation, giving us room to drill through on the other side of the brick wall. So I'll be using my hammer drill to drill through that. Now we'll proceed to use our hammer drill and drill all the way through the brick. Like butter, we're through. We'll take our 2-foot long drill bit here, shove it through, and from there we can attach our wire and pull it back through to the other side. Shove it in there like so, and all the way through. Now we've attached our 2-wire. We can go back inside and pull it the rest of the way through to attach to our step-down transformer. Now we gotta drill our hole for our anchor for our camera's mounting plate. Insert our anchor like so. Push it all the way in there. Looks good. Fasten our base plate into our anchors. Place the camera on the base plate and twist the right, locking it into place. We're attaching our step-down transformer, red to positive, black to negative, and plug in the step-down transformer, energizing the camera. Lastly, we're going to install the 7-inch additional panel. First, we pick our location, remove our outlet cover, use our drywall knife to make room for our glow rod. Now we're going to test the interior wall with our glow rod to make sure there's not a firewall or anything inhibiting it. There's not, so we'll go ahead and cut our through hole for our panel. We want to make a small hole here, so like 2 inches by 1 inch would be perfect. Something like this. Now load up your glow rod with your 2-wire and get it ready to run up the wall. Then insert it into the outlet up the wall and to that through hole we made. You can see our glow rod right there. Grab your hook and magnet and go ahead and pull that wire out. Like so. Hold the one end of the wire while you retrieve your glow rod back out of the wall. Go ahead and snip the end of it, freeing it from the speed bag. I'll go ahead and use our template to mark where our fasteners are going to go. That's going to hold the back of the base of our panel on. Screw our fasteners in, leaving behind about 1/4 inch of space. Proceed to strip our wires down in hyperspeed mode. Attach our wires and tighten them down. Red to the positive and black to the negative, feeding any excess wire back into the wall. Align with the fasteners and press down. Wiggle it to make sure it's seated. Screw in the last fastener, securing it. Looks good. Attach the other end of our wire to our step-down transformer, red to positive and black to negative. Verify they're nice and tight. Feed the excess wire back into the wall and attach our base plate to tighten that down with the fastener. Make sure it's nice and snug. You don't want that falling out now. And as you can see, we have power. Excellent. Place our wireless panel into the mount, and voila, we're finished, and you can see that it's charging. Don't forget to clean up after yourself. To finish up, we'll return to alarm.com and click Run Systems Check. There should be no issues up here, but if there are, we can just go ahead and clear them. The important part is all these are green check marks, and up here at the top says no trouble conditions. Congratulations, we have just completed a install. It would take probably about 6 hours in about 23 minutes or so. Hit like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're interested in home security, feel free to reach out to me for a quote or for more information. Our services are available all over America.